Hello and welcome to the News Flash, where we share with you topical news stories. I am Grace Komalafe. Let's start with the latest update from the House of Assembly. The Lagos State House of Assembly has confirmed 15 out of 18 commissioners' nominees presented by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, hereby increasing the total number of confirmed cabinet members to 37. Notably, among the newly confirmed cabinet members are Professor Akin Abayomi and Mr. Gbenga Omotosho, who had previously been rejected during the first screening process. However, some nominees, including former Commissioner for Economy, Planning and Budget, Sam Ogube, and former Commissioner for Energy, Engineer Olalere Odushote, faced rejection for the second time. Still in Lagos, the Eco Electricity Distribution Company has reiterated its commitment to launching a large-scale prepaid metering project for customers within its service area. The Chief Executive Officer of EKEDC, Tinuade Sanda, made this announcement during a customer engagement forum in Lagos, expressing readiness to install more than 50,000 prepaid meters by the end of the year. Represented by the Chief Commercial Officer, Mrs. Rekat Momo, Sanda revealed plans to deploy over 150,000 meters throughout the year, with a total of 475,000 customers already metered within the network. Update from education sector has it that experts in Nigeria's education sector have proposed the allocation of resources and the promotion of educational technology, EdTech, solution for students. The recommendation surfaced during the August edition of EdTech Monday's Fireside Chat, titled Bolstering Growth for Nigeria's EdTech Ecosystem, jointly organized by the Co-Creation Hub and MasterCard Foundation Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning in ICT. According to the participants at the event, issues such as outdated circular and shortage of qualified teachers, with a particular focus on advancing equitable access to education, especially in rural areas, can be tackled with EdTech. Away from Africa, Australia has unveiled fresh regulations aimed at compelling internet search engines, including Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, and Yahoo, to combat the dissemination of child sexual abuse material generated by artificial intelligence, AI. The online safety code introduced mandates the search services to take appropriate steps in preventing the spread of child exploitation content, which now includes synthetic images created by AI. According to Australia's Safety Commissioner, Julie Iman Grant, the rapid advancement of generated AI technology has taken many by surprise, hence the collaborative efforts between regulators and tech companies to enhance internet safety. North Korea has launched its latest submarine, the Simpo C-class, in a ceremony attended by leader Kim Jong-un. This submarine is a modified Russian design and utilized a diesel engine combined with batteries to operate silently when necessary. This new submarine provides North Korea with enhanced offensive capabilities, extending its reach beyond land-based mobile launch sites. Closing with a weather challenge-related report. In response to the severe flooding in Hong Kong, the government has instructed all government departments to initiate an all-out response to this crisis and suspension of all schools on Friday. The impact of the flooding extended beyond the educational sector, affecting financial markets as well. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange did not open for morning trading on Friday and indicated that it would remain closed in the afternoon as well if the city's black rainstorm warning remained the same. The adverse weather conditions in Hong Kong were attributed to a trough of low pressure associated with the remnants of Typhoon Haiku. And that's a wrap on the News Flash. Thank you for staying with us. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. Up next is the Banter. I am Grace Komalafe. Don't go away.
guys, welcome to the show, the Banter. On this table, what do we do on this table?
We banter.
Alright, on this table we'll have conversation on various trending topics, and trust me, we share our honest position. And I mean, I don't necessarily have to agree with you.
Yes.
It's just my peace of mind.
Exactly.
Alright, guys, you're welcome. Just in case you are just joining us, this is the program, The Banter. Can you follow us on all our social media platforms and drop your comments? Be part of the show.
Yes.
Before you forget, today's actually Friday.
Yeah.
Today's Friday.
The weekend.
It's today Friday.
Today's Friday.
Today is Thursday.
Friday.
Girl.
Alright, okay, so let's go, guys. Our first topic for today, we'll be looking at the ongoing protest. I think it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Unilag.
The boys have been chased into their corners.
Okay, so the protest
Everybody's
against hike
parang.
is coffee, and we really want to know why it be. Is it actually necessary?
The protest?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hike is school fees. Hello.
Hi.
Why would I protest?
Okay,
I don't.
My brother be Dangote. Why would I protest?
My papa not be Dangote.
Okay, so the lights. You know why I'm pushing this to you now.
The ball is in your court.
So wait. Looking at the economic situation, if any of us are in the shoes of the vice chancellor or of the school administration, to run a school on 25,000 naira will not be sufficient.
Oh,
in this
really?
life. Yes.
How much were
do
they
you
paying?
know-
How much was the vice chancellor paying while he was at school?
No, that was then. Are you comparing the economic situation of then?
And
to
they even
now?
had better lecturers.
Mind you, there are some schools who pay 1 million, who pay 2 million as
For
fees.
those,
Yeah.
for those who
That
can
was
afford
just-
it,
If
right?
you are comparing,
The
the
light, you need to calm down.
No.
You really need to calm down. You guys, you really need to calm down.
I'll
You
be
know,
shooting
that
me, I
was
have to
just
block
an
myself.
intro to this topic.
Yeah.
So let's introduce ourselves now. Topic.
We're already Nizanga.
Alright, this is our friend South Black Seeds. Good to be here on a beautiful Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, how we see Chico Juve.
On the banter.
All right.
Okay, my name is Israel Adeyemi. You can call me Easy Boy.
Is it Bo?
I tried imitating Julie, but that was.
That was a follow come.
I still remain the light of the world.
Okay, I'll be the coolest today.
I hope so.
Succulent.
Amaka, succulent.
My people will say Osalobua.
Okay, so I remain my humble self, Grace.
So you are humble.
I'm humble, you know. I'm very, very humble.
Our judge is humble. On this table.
Yes, on this very table. But you know what? When you want to take it beyond my control, I'll just tell you, "Come!" and I'll hit my gavel. All right, so the lights, back to you.
Okay, so I was saying that running a school in this economy will require money.
Okay.
And since I feel that the power has been given to the school authority, just for strike not to come up again, they have power to make the decisions. And comparing it with other schools, I think the price is fair enough. Because any school that is paying, any private school that is paying about 500,000, maybe that private school is just opening maybe 2 years, 3 years ago. But private schools that are booming, I doubt they have students who pay 500K. So they will have students who pay over 1 million, 2 million. And now you are now having a federal institution paying at least 10% of that money that private institutions are paying. I think it's fair on our part. And we can't run a school free now of charge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when it comes to education, I think we have especially our curriculum in this country, there's too much emphasis on classroom education, on going to school, rather than focusing on skill development.
Okay.
Now you see every year, every day, every month, you see universities, colleges of education, polytechnic, showing out billions of
Numbers of
graduates
graduates, yes.
without jobs, and some of them might not be able to meet up with the skills that is needed outside there. Now, when you want something that is quality, you need to pay for it. Let's take a look at developed countries. You know how much they pay in those developed countries.
Yes, because
Education is not
at least they have
quality
basic,
education.
they have basic
quality.
amenities in Nigeria that we want to. You know, when it comes to things like you say, oh, advanced countries.
Yes.
Transportation is affordable. Food
Yes,
is
we-
affordable.
of course,
You
we
could
know,
buy,
but
you
you
could
could-
buy something at, let's say, Walmart for $1.
But you can't,
Your
because of
average
that,
loaf of bread
if you need something that
in
is
this country is
something that
Do
you
you
need to pay
agree
for,
with me
you
that
should
the
be ready
federal
to pay for it.
institutions have more quality than the private institutions in terms of the learning
the same
aspect?
lecturers
So
at
how about
your
the
federal
private-
universities.
When
So-
you talk about when you talk about federal schools and private schools, how about the facilities? You talk
Yes,
about
that's
getting
what I'm
someone-
saying.
We are
How
we
will
are
they get
talking
the
about
facility if the money is not there, if they don't increase it?
So
How will they get
these
the money?
schools are not private schools.
Yeah.
If you ask me, these are things that government should equip the school
Thank
with.
you.
Yes.
Good,
Especially
but
the
we
schools
have
with
known
these
that the
facilities.
government.
Thank you.
Then you know that you are left with the lecturer doing his or her job,
Yeah.
which is the teaching. Just like you asked, it is not the money. You know, I mean the money now
Yes,
that we go into the lecturer and say, okay, teach well. You
It's
know what I'm
personal.
saying? Yes, of course, you want to increase their salary. I mean, the hike in transportation, hike in everything is affecting. You understand? Now, they enter transportation to school, or they have their vehicles, they get fuel, and they drive to school. You understand? So, hold
Okay.
on. So, we know that eats into their finances as well.
Yes.
And in return, they want an increase.
Yes.
So, now, instead of increasing the tuition fee, is there no a way that government
Yeah.
should come in?
Sorry,
If it is
I think
increasing
we are
your-
getting
like
this
to
wrong.
fund the
So
Sorry,
maybe I don't
the
fight for
tuition
it.
was-
I think we
There's
are
something I
getting
want to
this
even
wrong.
The
say.
tuitions were.
Sorry, they did not
Tuition.
increase. They did not increase the tuition fee.
Okay, so what?
Now
what
let me
increase?
explain
What was
it to you.
increased?
Okay.
Now in the list, when you are paying for fees,
Yes.
there are like 14 items or 12 items on the list you are going to be paying for.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Things like library, things like laboratory,
Yes.
and the rest of them, they are
Yes.
on the list. Now, when we are paying 25,000 naira, those things were about 1,000 naira. Some of them were about
So for
500
this
naira.
25,000, excuse
But
me,
now-
it's just a school. Yeah, isn't a school as
A
an
mass
example?
communication,
Yes,
it's
a
not-
mass
no,
communication
that's
student
all
paying for
schools,
laboratory.
all schools.
Okay.
What
So
lab do
now,
they use in mass
Those
com?
prices, for instance, the library services, those prices have been increased from 1,000 naira to 5,000
And it's also
naira.
How
not a
many
uniform.
people?
How many people
who
go to
have
the
access
library?
to the library?
Hold on. This
I will-
is
I will- I will give you-
library.
I will
How
give you an
they
example.
If there's no
I will
money,
give you an
You know that
example.
how will they
have to
equip
update-
the library?
they have to
How?
update
Okay,
their-
okay.
I will
Your
give you an
books are
example.
still
In
foreign
the
books.
school
All
I
your
went
books
to,
are old in
she
the
said
library.
how
Let's
many-
calm down. Let's calm
She
down.
said how many people have access to the library. In the school I went to,
Yes.
that I'm going to, if you are going to be preparing for exam, that is when the library is most at its fullest. Now, why? Because
We're prepared
What?
to pass exams.
No,
it's
just
not
like
as
that.
if it's the decision before the exam period. It's the decision of the student whether they want to come to the library or not.
Or not.
But now they know that they are in between life and death,
Yes.
But don't
and
I-
so they have to go and study, and the classrooms may be filled with lecturers trying to cover up their
So
fees.
why add
So
fee
the
to
only
library?
available place is the library, and the library needs to be taken care of because seats needs to be put in there for it
So
to be able to
anytime the exam
accommodate
is
more
coming, that's why they
students.
want to put seats to accommodate more.
No, that's not my point. That's not my point. No, you gave me another point. That was my point.
Be a gentleman for a change.
Because you are putting words in my mouth. That's not what I
You can
said.
take that back later. You can.
Okay.
So let's have
I
a
think I
better.
support the fact that school fees is increased because looking at infrastructure, right? You cannot. Okay, like for me, I graduated from Federal Polytechnic, Auchi, and then right now going back there, a lot of things there are so many structures that are in place that was not there while I was there. It would be a slap on the school's face if I go back and see
And
the
still
same
make the
way.
same.
Thank
So
you.
there's nothing wrong with increasing.
And
That is
it's
government
stupid that-
I
job.
think I have
Mind
I
you,
have
mind you,
That is
mind
government
you.
job.
Wait,
It's not as if the federal. It's not as if the
Good
federal
education.
institutions
You said-
are-
what you said,
Come
What
again.
is
Come
good
again.
education?
Come again. You said they didn't say to go to school. You
No, I'm
said
saying
to
why
go-
am I going to?
To pay huge amount of school fees.
Sweetheart.
Oh, nah.
Mind you guys, mind you
No,
guys, the
yeah.
facilities
The
in the
education,
federal
Can we
institutions
not bring it
are
down
not
a bit?
as bad
Computer
as
labs,
you think.
all those
Can we
things,
not bring it down?
libraries.
They are not
in place.
as bad as you
They
think.
are. They are.
And
They are
when
not
last,
bad.
No, they are not
when
as
last
bad.
did you go to
I have a
an
problem
event?
here.
Let's have a
When
better.
last did you go to an event?
calm
Let's
down.
say-
Let's not calm down.
You say you're not going to shout to
Let's
me.
calm-
I'm just
Succulent, not at all.
So we have to be
I'm
soft.
amazed.
Is it soft? That is succulent.
Okay, so let's have Amaka.
Okay, I want to ask one question.
Okay.
Were you guys giving prior notice beforehand before you start increasing this fee?
We are not giving prior notice, but we knew
Wait,
that it
relax.
will go up
That's
to
why
next-
we have SCG government, true or false.
True.
There's supposed to be an inner caucus meeting with the SCG government. Oh, say what we want to do. How do we do this? How do we do this? How do we help the underprivileged ones?
Oh,
What
that
that
brings
brings
to
to
that
Why
brings
I
to
agree with
schools.
you? Why I want to
That's
agree
what
with
President,
you?
They
Amaka,
have
Amaka,
schools
in
that
lower
Why I
levels,
want to agree
what have
with
we
her
done
on
with
They should
that?
come into
Why I
play.
want to agree
Amaka,
with
there are
that on
some
that.
schools that do not have SUG.
Our schools should have
They
SCG.
have
Don't
still
tell me.
have
You know,
student
yes, when the school
representation
is
council.
When the school government,
SRC.
when the school should have
SRC.
SCG.
National governments are not
They have to put them,
Representative council.
you know, aside.
So
You
So
know,
what
especially
that
when you
is
have
said,
when
that's-
the SUG is having opinion that is more affecting or in contrary to
Yes.
what the school management wants,
They
they will just tell them to go and
So
say,
we
Right.
pass.
Do you
So
understand?
But it's not supposed to
my
be.
point is this.
Let's just do 1 minute each so we can move to the next.
In the time past, even till yesterday, we've seen labor unions going on strike, and
Yes.
we've not seen the effectiveness of that
That
strike
much.
action.
That
So what I'm
much.
saying is this: rather than protesting, I think the students need to look for creative way to engage with the management. What are the stakeholders in the school? We have some other associations in the school. Why can't they engage them? Why going on protest? There are better. See, if these older generations are doing things, are going on protest, we are young. We should look for ways to engage the authorities. Rather than
So while
protesting.
I
For
want to
my
open,
1 minute.
yes, before you
I
do your
think-
1 minute, hold on.
Okay.
I want us to also speak around this subtopic, so which is alternative funding sources.
Yes,
So because yes, this is reality. Either we like it or yes, it has taken effect, and we see people are already paying this money.
Yes.
You know, so some students are already paying. So what are alternative funding sources that could be
That
made
could-
available? I remember the school loan.
Yes, that was
by-
introduced
yes,
by-
that was introduced by
And
the
it was
president.
supposed to take effect from
So-
September, right?
Okay, so let's speak around that.
All right.
Is your
well,
laugh for me, Juvie? Why are you laughing?
we're looking at way forward for the nation.
Yes.
You know, if you're not wearing the shoe and you don't know where it pinches, you might just say,
Thank you.
I don't
source
know where
for
shoe again.
everyone.
Thank you very
that's
much.
what- and
Let's
that means
allow him, let's allow
that means I'm saying whoever has initiated the whole thing should think of other people, the vulnerables in our society.
Yeah.
There is no way you shouldn't put them into consideration when you do this. And also, when we look at alternative way of sourcing fund for schools can decide to research. Then you solve problem in the society. There's a way you can meet societal needs, and you solve it. Let's say this solar energy thing and all that. You sell it, and you get money back into the school. I think on campus, my school used to have water, sachet water. So school has some
Yes.
business outlets in which they generate, but the management is another issue entirely.
Yes, in that case, sometimes you see them outsourcing these ventures to other people to do. You can use your students to let them be the workers. It is possible. Yes,
that's another
the student
thing.
can be the work. In fact, I want to speak to sponsorship. Schools could give sponsorship to their
There's always
students.
Yes.
Public partnership.
If-
You know?
Thank you.
See, most federal schools, even when you hear of sponsorship, maybe 1, 2.
Schools can also create
So they can.
employment
You
for
see,
students.
there's nothing wrong if you have
Yes,
like
I think
one
that is a
third of
very,
this-
very
of the
important
class.
Jamin,
No, when you have
point.
100%, you say, okay, let's give 20% scholarship.
We
Look at what they do.
We must understand that even in, let's say, for US, Silicon Valley, I think California, there are schools there. Institute for Technologies. Schools, these private guys, they partner with these guys, they do their research, and they pay for those things. So schools are research. What are we doing in the
Yes,
engineering?
another
Let's have a
and-
1
I
minute.
think
Let's
another
have a
way-
1 minute.
Okay,
Let's have a
so
1 minute.
there are ways schools can raise funds outside school fees. There are associations. You have like mass communication. They are paying dues. Semester dues. That can go into the school purse. And now,
I think alumni.
that's
Alumni.
nice.
The
Oh,
alumni.
school
Yes, that's
can
calendar.
create employment for students. While I was in school, we had Algipoli bread, we had Algipoli pure water. Do you understand? So that also creates revenue for the school. There's no.
I think you're gonna pay for that advice.
Okay, yes, she will pay us for that.
Okay, how government can come into play is providing long-term goals, planning ahead. Okay, you don't just wake up one morning and like, I want to increase school fees. It doesn't just make sense to me. And then secondly, welfare. Build hostels. Build hostels in the school.
Of course.
Instead
Most
of,
schools have hostels.
you know, students pay for
Off
hostels
campus.
outside the
Okay.
school. So that one eats deep into their pocket as well. So all these things can come and then allocate a bigger budget from the government purse into the education system.
That's to the government.
Okay,
Yes,
I think we're not seeing the bigger picture.
Alright.
here.
So what's the biggest
So
issue?
now, this is an avenue to me. I feel that this is an avenue whereby students can learn creative skill. Now we are moving from the university to the outside life, and the outside life requires many streams of income, whereby you cannot survive on just one stream of income. Now the skill you learn today is what is going to help you tomorrow. Even if what is going to help you in school, is what is going to help you, and you need something, a force that will drive you into learning that skill.
Oh.
Sorry.
So when you don't have money to
Wait.
pay
I want
your
to
tuition,
hear him too.
yes,
Okay.
when you don't have money for tuition, it
We
will
don't-
drive
yes.
it
Wait.
will force you.
Alright.
Sorry. Let me conclude.
My
10
1
seconds.
minute.
Now there are
10
there are people who are learning how to program. Now I just feel that if you are thinking that there's no skill that you can learn without you paying money to someone to learn the skill, I feel that's just wrong and you are being lazy.
Yes,
No,
so
you don't
Alright,
get
that's
So
it.
okay,
the
that's
like
okay.
you just
Sorry,
said you need
Grace,
money
I'm
to
sorry.
learn skills.
I want to say something.
I
I'm
didn't say that you need
No,
money
you
to
don't
learn
get
skills.
You need
it.
money.
For how long
No.
will they learn this skill and start paying their school fees?
Okay, let's have
Okay,
it. You've
so-
actually made your
so-
point.
so-
You made it,
so
but let's have it.
While I won't agree with that assertion, I don't want to agree with that because not everybody can learn a skill. Not everybody can learn a particular skill.
So
how do you
people
want
calm
to
down,
survive?
calm
Your
down,
ICT,
calm down,
yeah.
calm down.
That's true.
And even for you to learn it online, you need data.
You need data. That's
Okay,
money.
so it will
Who
be
told
wrong
you
for
that
us.
this? Who told you
Calm
that
down.
this
Allow
thing
him
will
have
not have
his,
data?
We will not sit on this table to it will be wrong for us to sit
Yes.
on this table and not condemn
and only condemn and
Yes,
not see,
yes.
you know.
The response of the government to the protesters. I think we read it in the news that
They were
that
shot at.
yes,
we
fine.
totally
Shot
condemn
at.
that on this table
Yeah.
Yes.
because the safety of humans, the
Yes.
safety
Yeah.
of lives
Paramount,
is very,
yeah.
very important. I'm going to encourage the government and the schools authorities to look
Security
for more ways to
apparatus.
yes
To attend to issues.
exactly. to
Yeah,
attend to
our
issues. I think-
approach to
Yes, I think
to
this
life
is very, very important. Every life is valuable.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah,
give
that's
it
true.
value.
Yes.
And so, rather than protesting, I think
I think it was even a peaceful.
No, you
Okay,
never can tell.
You can't-
We have
you
seen
can't-
no.
you
We
can't
have seen
That's
peaceful
okay.
protests. We have seen
Yes.
peaceful deteriorate into something
Yes.
else.
But
So
they
there should be
should have
other
been-
creative ways.
Thank you
to
very
engage.
much. Thank you very much. If I allow you, Juvi wouldn't allow us. Okay, so I mean, like you rightly said, every life matters. And
Yes.
we have those freedom to air our position on specific issues,
Yes.
and it should be embraced. You know, look into and say, okay, let's have a round table where we sit down and talk about it, so we know what next to do. But also, I want to say that it will be okay for governments not to be contradicting their goals. You know, I believe that government have a goal to provide affordable higher education. So when you have a goal to create affordable higher education and you leave it to the schools to begin to inflate their prices, their fees, I think it's contradicting. So if government could also look into that, that will be appropriate for every one of us. All right, thank you very much. And that's the first topic we've taken care of on the banter. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll move straight into the next topic. Stay tuned.
Money on my mind.
Hey, money on your mind.
Yes, sir.
Money on my mind.
All right, guys. All right, this is just the dials down the tension in the studio. Welcome back to
The banter. The banter.
Where we banter and banter out any banter.
Amaka. I don't know the vibes you came with today.
Our energy is on top of
She
you.
promised not to shout, but
But you're
she
shouting.
I don't know what happened. What went
All
on?
right, guys. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is the banter. You can join us via our social media platforms to share your comments. And of course, we'll go straight into our next topic, age and marriage.
What?
Guys, you guys,
Age is nothing but a number.
okay, that's according to Juvie, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's okay. I saw this write up on social media. It was actually written by Reno Mokri. I mean, I don't know. Probably you don't know who he is.
He's not using Twitter.
you know, on that Twitter space, the guy is really hot. Yeah, so he talked about Nigerian guys or men not getting married to a lady older than them. And for me, well, I kept my position to myself. Let's start with the ladies.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to spoil market.
No.
You want to spoil market.
I'm not. Let's start with you. The vibe is there.
What? Do age really matter?
No, just imagine a 10-year-old guy approaching you at this point.
Oh, it matters.
No. Okay, let's say 15.
I can't imagine
18.
that.
18.
It matters. I can't imagine that.
18 is an adult.
So for you to
There are
even mention
technical
10
things
how
involved.
How can you go to 10?
10 is not an adult. 15
No,
is not
that was
an
why I
adult.
brought you to 18. So if a man at 18
18
could marry
is an
a
adult.
12-year-old girl, so why not a
Juvie,
10-year-old guy?
there are so many factors involved.
Exactly.
Like
Mentality.
Okay.
It could be
Maturity.
mature.
Experience.
In what sense?
There are 18-year-old people that are mature.
They are very mature.
They're very
Are
But
they
they are ready to
expressed in
find.
some
They are ready.
aspects?
It depends on the aspect you're asking about. Too.
Abba.
Okay, so let's
Let's be very serious about this. Like, we want to hear the depth. Let's have Israel on this matter.
okay.
I know he.
Okay. for marriage
Okay.
and age, there are certain responsibilities that comes with or no, I think responsibility is not the right word. There are certain maturity that comes with age. We can't rule out that. And in this part of the world, respect is one of the things that we hold dearly. And age is one of the things that we also hold dearly. For ladies, there are stages where they get to, it might be difficult for them to have to give birth. It might be very difficult. So if you're telling me that age is not important when it comes to marriage, then I'll tell you no. It is something that must be considered.
Okay.
You understand? Because to build that respect for your spouse is very, very important. If we're in a marriage relationship together and you don't respect me, it is always difficult for you to respect somebody who is not as old as you are. It's very, very difficult.
And it's not
You
earning
can
as much as
you can acknowledge that person, but to respect that person will be difficult.
Okay, I want to disagree with you.
Okay.
When it
Yeah.
comes to respect,
Okay.
this is like as a practical example. Someone I know,
Yeah.
like someone I know, honestly, she used to be my friend way back, and there was a day I went visiting, and we had conversations, and she told me about her new relationship. As a matter of fact, not really new because they already got 3 kids.
Okay.
So, but when she now told me the issues they were having, I got to realize that she was 10 good years older than the man.
And so she was like a mother.
Thank
to the
goodness.
young man.
So you just said it now that the issue they were
No,
having.
she's talking based on respect.
She's talking
based on respect.
I'm coming.
No, she was acting
It was
like a
not
mother,
the
obviously.
age. It was not the age
problem.
that caused the issue or disagreement. It was something entirely different. But you know, from the place of maturity, when she was explaining, I was like, "How old is he?"
Age is part of
This
it.
This story is so juicy.
Can you just hold on? Can you just?
This story is so juicy.
And I said, no, I respect your position. You know, it's your opinion
Yeah,
because you know
it's
what
your
you saw
life.
before
You
you
went
decide to
Yeah,
go into it.
yeah.
And another friend called. We were having that conversation over phone, and you know that one was like saying something, and she was like, "Please, that's my husband. That's my husband." And when, in fact, the father-in-law came while I was still there, I realized that the respect this lady gives to that guy is out of this world.
Eddie,
Yeah, yeah. So what was the issue? What was the issue?
Can you understand?
So what was the issue?
Let's calm down. Let me make it clear.
Because I'm
Hold
coming to
on.
There's an angle she's going to. Wait, relax.
and this is a rare.
So talking about age, what happened between them, I mean, could also happen with people having that that leverage, that age category that we are looking at as the right one.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm saying that when you have a man of 30 getting married to a lady of 28, 27, we'll say that's okay, isn't it? So, but trust me, they can have affair outside marriage, and that the guy can be, you know, whatever. You understand? Just like we had yesterday's was it yesterday? We talked about the marriage that was so we didn't even know what the problem was, isn't it? Yes. So what am I saying? The issue was not the respect, because from every indication, not because we're there. I'm not saying what happened. Yes. The things you were saying, it is not about respect.
But on the second thought, it's about respect as well.
Yeah, it was about what?
So it was the issue of infidelity.
The guy was tired. He was tired of being murdered. He was his mother. He needed a wife, not a mother.
So what about how do you know she was a mother?
When your wife,
how do you know she was a mother?
No, I disagree. Hold on. What about that man that is 50 and got married to a lady of 45 or 48 or 28?
That is a father. That is a father.
No. Not even cheat himself. He respects the woman. She respects him.
If a young man could cheat, an older man also can cheat. Yes.
A woman to take care of him, not his master.
Can I bring it?
Sorry. When you say mother, explain better. Let me understand.
Yes, you need a wife.
As a wife supposed to be your mother. A wife is also a mother.
Tender, loving care, not.
Listen, they are young guys. Listen.
I thought that's what men want.
Daddy, what?
No, we are changed.
Okay, let me bring it.
This lady used air for her husband.
This is the issue. The guy wants baby.
Okay, let's see from this angle.
Okay.
Some of you that are saying that age doesn't really matter, and some people are saying age really matters. I think they have their specific period of time. Okay. So if you are saying this based on love, so maybe the two of them were in love with each other at the beginning of the marriage, age may not really matter. But you know, marriage is not something that is for a short period of time or for a specific period of time. It's forever.
Yeah.
And trust me, especially two people who know each other very well, they will surely get issues along the line. And when they get issues, over time, during their conversation, maybe they are quarreling, that age issue can come up.
It will come up.
And if they even settle it, another issue will come up again. Before you know it, the person who is younger, whether it's the guy that is younger, will get tired of it. And along the line, maybe 50 years, 40 years, 30 years after the marriage, you find out that two of them are having issues and they cannot resolve.
Just like the man who say, respect me.
Yes,
and
men need respect. Because men
in this side of mind you, in this side of the world, the father or the man should be the head of the family.
Exactly.
And he only claims that because of his age.
No. His age will come in here.
Can we just have this one word?
Sorry, let me conclude.
Let me conclude.
Let me conclude.
All right.
His age, okay, if you disagree, I will say this way: his age is one of the characteristics that make him to say or utter that. You get. So if he's going to be marrying someone who is older than him, he'll be having that inferiority complex. You get? I don't know if you understand.
That was what I said. He needs a wife.
So at the beginning, my point is this. At the beginning, it may not be important. But towards the end, or in the middle,
you know where it's going to end. You don't even know where it's going to end.
So in physiology and anatomically, a woman grows older.
Let's have it.
Easily than the man.
Pick a point from the woman grows older.
Way older, quickly than the man.
Okay.
And the activity of the man increases till death.
I think it is important.
I will shock you. Increases till death is a lie.
I will shock you.
I was somewhere a couple of days ago, and you know.
His virility. I'm talking of his virility.
You know when we saw the man.
Virility.
When we saw the man.
I think it is important for us to understand that. that at this, like I said, at this part of the world, we encourage intending couples or singles to ensure, especially for the guys, to marry somebody they are a bit older than, and for the ladies, marry somebody who is
older than you.
Because when you get into it is your marriage, you're going to live there for the rest of your life, not any other person's problem. So we tend to advise anybody that if you know that you have, some people don't have the capacity to respect people, to it's not, they don't see it as something that is bad, but maybe the way they are made, I don't know, maybe because of their experience,
the way they are configured,
yes, it is difficult for them to submit. As it, especially when they are wealthy, when they are successful.
That word submission.
When they are successful, it's difficult. It's difficult. But if you know that with all this thing you can still respect, you can still submit to him, I think you are good to go. But it's not really. It's not really.
Okay. There's something I understand. The way we keep our face when we eat pepperish food is not the same.
Deep.
Word. She has been paying attention to her grandmother.
She's going to repeat that again. We're going to use
poetic right now.
So the way we eat peppery food.
The way we keep our face when we
When we eat peppery food is different.
Oh.
That was job.
Okay, so
Deep.
Everybody have their own taste.
God bless you.
What works for you
Will not work for me.
her.
Thank you.
Will not work for me.
Yeah, that's true.
But you, what works for you? Let me know.
please leave a
Tell me.
I like older men. No, when I say older, I don't mean.
Zaddy.
I mean older
Zaddy.
well experienced.
That can take care of you.
Like Daddy, what? I just credited
But
you
some
500.
people, age don't really matter when there's love. Trust me, love conquers everything.
Teacher of love.
She's even being emotional now.
Love conquers everything.
Amaka is in love.
But do
Tell
not
us.
forget that age is important in a marriage. We are all human beings.
Yes.
In one way or the other, according to what he said, there can be a spark of fight. And then you'll be telling him,
You are not as
me
old
that
as my
senior
younger.
you. Me that senior
Are you
you.
talking to me like
Remember
that?
that women
Because
are
I
very
agree,
emotional.
Yeah.
Once
Are you
they
talking
start
to me like that?
talking, to restrict them, it's going to be difficult.
Because I was getting older, you get to me and I'm managing you.
And you know then, you knew that I was.
Okay, let's have a break.
Age. Okay, so apparently, I think 2 years ago, I had somebody come, from a hand in marriage.
Wow.
The only reason why I refused, the guy is matured. Like, he's so matured. He has graduated.
What's the age bracket?
Maturity.
Calm
Hold
down.
on. Maturity. Graduation.
That's true. Yes.
Please.
He's working.
Okay.
If it's the money, he has money. No, seriously,
So
he's
what?
matured.
Oh boy,
The
yeah.
reason I'm 6 years older.
So
The age gap is not much. Come on, what happened?
I can't. For me.
no, you don't want to. Not like you can't. You've got the ability, but you
Wait.
decided
No,
not
for
to.
Alfreda, is it
She
just
said
the
it.
age?
She
you
said
saw?
Amaka said earlier now
It's
that
my
when you
preference.
eat,
That's
when
my
we all
preference.
eat
That's
as
my
food,
preference.
we
It's
keep
yes.
our face different.
It's
For me, I don't
Expressions
have
are
any issue
different.
with that anyway.
I know.
Just
Apparently, I have a
just-
friend. She's
Hello.
6 years.
Is it your
6 years
sis?
Okay.
older than the
Is it
guy.
your
I have a
sister?
friend. They are married.
And
They have a
living-
child.
and they're living happily.
They are
So
happy.
it's based
For
on
me,
individual
Alfreda, can we
aspect.
continue this conversation outside me and you
Yes, we'll
personally?
continue with you.
Amaka.
Yeah.
All right,
still have lots of my
so I mean, we
There's
need
a
to
film
wrap
on
up.
that, safe.
Okay, we need to wrap up on this note. This is it. It's a personal thing.
It's personal.
Take your time, think about it. Let it be a decision that will
And stay
keep you.
faithful. Stay faithful to it.
Yes.
Don't come and drag small children in our community.
What if it is?
All right, so just do what is good for you, and that's it. So we move quickly to the next topic of discussion on the banter. If you're just joining us, kindly go on our social media platforms, drop your comments. We can come back on Monday and revisit
Yes,
your
yeah.
comments
Reach out.
and quickly have a brief conversation around it. So next is NYC posting.
This one funny. What funny go?
It's funny
So
that.
there's this controversy or a conversation on social media that NYC posted a graduate of accounting, to a church as an organist.
Did you see the one of the
My
guy they
word.
posted
It's
to
a
laundry?
service. It's a
Hello.
service to
That is
Abattoir.
humanity.
They
So-
you saw that one, right?
You know, funnily, in
What
my
one do you say?
They posted him to laundry.
Yes, it's laundry
So
technology.
funnily, I had friends then where they were going for posting. They chose to go serve in the church. So
They
could
chose?
have, yes, they chose. I had
You
fr-
know.
I mean, a whole lot of.
Oh, so you can serve in church.
Yes,
you can serve
it's
anywhere.
an
So
NGO
what's
now.
the essence of NYSC? Why do we have
Okay, so
National
National Youth Service.
Okay.
Corps, the orientation camp, and from there to your place of, primary assignment? Israel, you wanted to say something.
okay,
Speak
so
to this.
so personally for me, I think the NYSC. First, I want to appreciate NYSC. I don't.
And say happy birthday
yes.
again. We know it's way back, but 50 is a big
NYSC.
number.
Yes,
NYSC
I
has
think
come
I
to
trended
stay.
then and,
Yes,
and
yes,
everybody. So I think it is pertinent to note that core members should be posted according to NYSC. Should be posted to places where they actually need them. So if they need
Not
them,
places where they need.
this is a
Okay,
service
where
you
they
are
need
giving
them.
back. The government is paying you a token so that you can give
Give
back
Hmm.
to the community.
So giving back
so-
at the
so-
expense
so-
of
so-
your
so-
time.
so- so
I'm telling
if-
you.
So
At the expense
that-
of
that-
your life.
that is
Your
why
mental
no,
health.
no, no. That
Your
is why there is
mental
a
health.
time limit.
Okay.
There's a time.
1 year.
So after that 1 year, you can go
You
back.
can
Yes,
do what you
no.
want
They
to
can
do.
post you to wait. They can post you. They should post you to where they think you can
Yes.
work
And
well.
it's also
How will
safe,
they know?
right? And it's
Now-
safe.
Okay.
Where they think you can work well and where the society needs you. Now your profession, you will practice your profession. Fine, you will. But it is very important that core members should note that NYC has the right to post you to certain places,
Yes, we
Yeah.
know.
and you should accept
And they've been
that.
doing that,
Yeah,
and that
they've
has
been
been
And you should accept. So
core
if this
process.
person was posted to maybe what they call it, a bank, would we have raised
not-
issues?
So I pick it from there.
would we have raised
I
issues?
will pick it
No.
from there.
Now, which means we are now
Israel,
having
I'll
to
pick it
segregating.
exactly.
Israel,
we are
I want to pick it
segregating.
from there. We are not segregating. Calm
Okay.
down. Hold on. Now you went to school to spend either 4 or 5 years, depending on your
6
course of
years
study,
in
or
some
even the
places.
6. Then let's add even the strike and all of that. We
Yeah.
pray to God that this will
8
come to an end,
years.
so that we can properly manage our time. You spend that time, and NYC is sending you to go serve the nation, right? And you're going to do this for a period of 1 year. Now, I talked about expense of your time. If they are sending you to a bank as an accountant, it's not a waste of time.
So I pause so that you don't. You know that NYSC is different from IT. Let's not mix
Hold
the
on,
two.
we're not talking about IT.
I know. No, you are saying that.
No.
you
I
are
know what I'm saying. I know
you
my
are
point.
driving
I
at-
will, no.
Let
I
her
know
drive
my
her
point.
point.
Let
You
me
are-
hit my point.
She's driving
Don't
out
speak to
doing
my- no, don't
what
speak to my mouth.
what you studied.
I know what I am
Let's-
saying.
let- let-
I know what I'm
let-
saying.
And also,
For
not
hold on.
all
You
students
see,
go
for
the sideways,
internship,
right?
you see, for IT,
Mhm.
you go for IT to have basic knowledge of whatever
What you
it
are
is.
studying.
Fine.
Yeah.
When you are going for NYSC, if you ask me what it should be, it will give you a platform to start to practice professionally. It should be a platform for you to start to practice professionally. If it's for those that don't want to go further, maybe after school they want to go into skills and all of that, we have Said, the skill acquisition introduced by NYC. Some people pick up skills from there and they push it from there, and of course they blow.
Yes.
You understand? But I'm talking about those courses, or for those that are really interested in what they want to do. For example, I use myself as an example. During my service here, I actually requested to post me. I mean, it was just the personal parade, and I spoke. And they asked me, okay, my question was, why do you post people to different places different from what they study? And they asked me, okay, what did you study? What do you want to do? I told them where I studied. I was posted to a radio station, and I had a field there. I had a good time. And this is where I am today. Probably, if I've been excuse me, I am sorry. This is very important. You can see the amount of energy I'm
Yes,
putting
I
into
can
it.
see it.
You can see the
Bring it up, bring it
Today,
up.
Grace
I would
is
know.
on this
Today
one.
I'm on
Let
fire.
me stop.
I'm on fire. You can see where I am today. Probably if I've been posted to a church. Yes, I sing, but maybe I would have ended up.
Each treat.
You mean the media department? Media department.
Now,
If
now,
I
you
listen to
have
what I'm
that-
saying in essence, what I'm
That's
saying
the
in
wrong
essence,
assumption.
what I
What-
am saying in
I think-
essence
I
is that
think
your time
the,
should be properly managed alongside
Juby,
you.
Juby, hold
the
on.
essence,
Let
the essence,
let light of the
general
world speak.
of
Light of the world.
Let light of the world
Hey.
speak. So I feel this is the wrong assumption. You know, in this country, we have many wrong assumptions, and this is one of it. Now, NYSC was created for a purpose, and it was created for two purposes: to promote national unity,
Which is very
and
important.
very, very
God
key,
bless you.
and to contribute to the development of each community.
Yes.
Now, the reason why they are not posting you to the place where you studied or to the place where you live is for you to go and engage with another community.
you.
And to have an
Yes,
experience.
yes.
So we should not have that wrong
Yes,
identity.
delight.
If you're
Delight.
talking about developing
I like why you are
communities,
saying this.
Correct,
I
correct.
that's why we have
Correct,
CBS.
correct.
love that when you are posted
Developing
to
communities.
Kano, Sokoto,
Inside
you will
the
not
village, you
tell.
want to be
No,
Developing communities.
I will happily.
They posted me to where I don't want to be. I struggled every day because they couldn't hear English.
And you did not want to learn their language.
I was learning,
Okay.
but it was taking time.
Yes. Every good thing takes
Language
I
time.
was
barrier.
teaching.
Language barrier,
Culture
yes.
shock.
And really, some people, they don't have that. At some particular age, you can't even, when it comes to learning languages, it becomes a
Okay.
bit
They've
difficult.
challenged.
Okay, I
Yes,
think.
Can I?
Okay.
No, let her finish.
Are you
her
done?
thoughts.
Are you done?
No,
Okay.
I will stand at the blackboard and try to demonstrate
Oh,
the strength was, I was zapped of energy every blessed day. The thing was just, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, do I go and teach? Do I start home?
Well, you
You see
succeeded.
that?
You succeeded. Did you die?
No,
You
she-
did.
I ran away. Let me finish. I ran away.
Okay, Afresa.
Okay, so I think that for me, NYC is an experience. First of all, I'm from Akwa Ibom State, right? I schooled in Edo State, and thankfully, NYC took me to Adamawa State. That's far north. So it was an experience for me. I mean, I spent 2 days on the road, and I had apparently Adamawa was beautiful for me.
with the tall
I didn't
girls.
do what I studied,
Tall black
right?
girls,
Okay,
right?
I did master education, but I taught, right? I taught in a school, and of course, language too was kind of a challenge, but I still think it's
Initially,
just
yeah.
1 year.
Thank you.
It's an experience.
Say
It's not
I
just-
explored.
It's not just
Sweetheart,
1 year.
After 1 year, you can do
This-
what you
Don't
want
say
to
just
do.
This sauce-
If you are
this
saying
sauce-
just, ah,
Everyone, my turn, right?
this one year, this
My
one was
turn.
just,
I
I know,
know,
but it's
in
an
1 year.
experience.
You can amass
Okay.
wealth in
And they
1
are
year,
paying you.
and a lot of things
If
can
you were
happen
not
in 1
paying,
year.
that would be a different
Exactly.
thing.
They
They
pay
are
you.
paying you.
I know,
They pay you.
for the
Hold on.
1 year,
Should
but
you
the
tell
rest-
your-
Why not pay for
Should you
accommodation?
tell
You
your
don't pay
son,
for
give where you want to
accommodation.
work?
my school gave me accommodation.
Then they give me accommodation.
Mind you, the reason why we are saying this, the reason why we are arguing about this is because the guy that was posted to the church was not posted to Poladi Fire.
That is what I'm saying.
If he was posted to House on the Rock, or if he was posted to all those big churches we know in Lekki, would it have come out
Exactly.
online?
That's what I'm saying. So,
Would
see,
it?
it's
Would
even-
you have seen
it's
it on
even
Twitter?
entitlement
It will come
mentality.
out.
Yes.
Entitlement.
Our entitlement mentality in this
If
country
he
needs
wants
to
to
be
serve
dealt
in a
with.
bar,
If everybody is serving
We are
on-
too entitled
think-
to
Let's
certain
say a
I
things.
think-
no.
I want to
Let's
read
say
from.
no.
I want to
Are we
read
not supposed to be
from Pastor.
entitled?
Wait, I want to read from.
Why are you supposed to
Wait,
be
And they are
I
paying
want
you.
to-
Why did you reject
I want to
it?
read.
Why
Why
are you
are you
fighting?
supposed
I want to
to
read
be-
Just
some,
hold on, let me tell
some
you.
of the
Let me
objectives
tell
of
you.
my learned
NYSC.
colleague.
Order.
Before you read, you said and they are paying you.
Yes.
So if I finish, if I graduate, and there's nothing like NYC to hold me
What's
back
your
for 1
next
year,
step?
in that 1 year, do you know what I would have
What's
done?
your next step?
They are paying you maybe 36,000
You
or
go
40. I
back
don't
to
know how much they're
zero.
paying now. Whatever amount it is that they are paying now, if you step out of school and you decide to take on the next dream, vision that you have, do you know what you acquire in that 1 year?
You
I'm
go
not
back
saying
to
it is wrong.
zero.
I'm not saying it's a bad
Yes.
idea. But when you are saying because they are paying you, they should not take you to anywhere. I disagree.
How
You
much
should
are they-
align it with your
Two things.
dream.
I want to
How much are
please.
they paying
If you are
you?
leaving
Okay.
school,
Please.
if you are
They should
leaving,
align it
if
with
you are
your dream.
leaving
That's my
school,
point.
if you are just
Whatever
leaving
you
school,
say,
We have see.
sorry, if you are just leaving
Let me
school,
say
there's not
something.
much
Can I-
you
can I-
can do in 1 year.
Can I say something?
If you are
There
just
is much you can do in 1 year. Don't
Can
tell
I-
me that.
no.
There is
Hello.
much you can do in
Can I-
1 year.
So if you enter a company, you
Hello.
get promoted to the
Hello.
manager
Hello.
in 1 year.
Let
How?
me tell you.
That
that
is
is what
a
that-
process. It's a
There is
process.
much you can do
there's
in
so
1
much you can
year.
do in
Can I
1
say
year.
something?
Can I say something?
Okay.
Bantas.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Can
Banter.
I say something?
Banter.
Can I say
So-
something?
Please go ahead. I'll
Okay.
come back to you.
Okay,
Okay.
listen, she will come back.
I'm here.
Oh, now
I'm
she's on me.
here.
Now she's on me. She will come back to you. So, like I said earlier, our entitlement
Mentality.
mentality in this country
Go
needs to
for.
be dealt with. It's too much.
What's it much?
Now, I don't think you have the right to tell your employer where you want to work.
Tell
You
your
sh-
employer.
yes,
How
as
do you mean? How do
your
you
your
mean?
boss, your company, where you want to work.
It's based
they
on the skills
should-
you have. They can't
Exactly.
put you anywhere
Now,
now.
calm
Say
down.
this
you
I
want
want
to
you
do
to
your
know
work.
that.
Say
I
this
want you to
one.
know
You
that.
employ me here.
We
I don't know how
spent
to
3
sing. You
weeks.
want to
We
put me to go
spent-
and sing.
Say
Calm
what?
down.
Say
I'm
this
not
one
Calm
now.
down, calm down. That's where I'm going to. You have you spend 3 weeks on camp, right? In the camp. One way or the other, your house master, we used to have them around them, they are looking at some skills in you.
That's
No,
what
no,
came out to
Can you
perform.
calm down?
No, you didn't come out to
I've
perform.
read
Yes,
some-
I
Wait,
did.
is
Oh
he
my
even a
goodness.
professional
I think
psychologist?
we need to do
No,
this
listen,
1 minute each, please,
Listen,
so that we can
there's
wrap up.
something we call skill application. You are a mass communicator, you study, you are a media person.
Yes.
I can bet it with you, you can work in the media department of a religious organization and be successful.
But that's not her
my
dream.
choice.
Now.
Let that be
Now.
my
Now.
choice.
My
Calm
question is,
down.
my
Calm
question
down.
is,
Let
what
that be my
says
strength
that, for
is-
example, the church you mentioned, what says that the person cannot practice his accounting in the church?
Exactly.
Thank you. So let them say we are taking it to the
You
accounting
just
department, not as
don't-
an organist.
Not
Let
as
it,
a what?
not as an organist.
I want to bet with you. They wouldn't have
tell
made
you
that
that
bet.
I'm taking
the
it to
person,
accounting
does the person play organ? Does the person play organ?
Does it
How would I know?
Hey,
Obviously, yes,
you see, in this country,
This
the
is
social media,
Should we
what
give
they-
a paper qualification
This
on
is not
success?
Okay.
This is one of the disadvantages.
Let's make our
Sorry,
position 1
this
minute.
is
You are
one of the
starting from you.
disadvantages of
1
the social
minute
media. It
Misuse.
doesn't show you the whole story.
You get just a part.
Now we read it
But
that the
if
guy,
we-
the
but
guy
if we don't have
posted
the
it
social
to get
media, we
our
won't be
attention
His
in it.
friend did.
So he posted anyhow it is. He posted it to get our attention that they posted him there to go and be playing organ. Meanwhile, the guy may know how to play an organ.
Exactly.
And he may have been appointed to the admin department of the church.
Let
There's
that
no way
be a personal,
NYC.
You can decide to say
Yeah.
I cannot
What
work in
happens
this
to
office.
skill
You can decide
skill
that.
application? You got to apply your skill there.
So let that be the extra, not the core. That's my own.
And another
point.
thing is that
That's my point. Let that be
the
the
core
extra, not
essence,
the
the
core.
core essence of NYC is service to the community.
We
so
agree.
Wherever the community
I can
needs your
say
service,
Take it.
go.
After 1 year, do what you
have,
want to do.
that's why we have
God bless you.
CDS. When you're talking about community, that's
No,
why we have
see,
CDS
see.
groups.
Your PPA is your place of
Primary assignment.
So that
So let
primary
your primary
must,
assignment
so that
align
primary
with your
must
country.
align
Let
with
it
the
align
need
with what you
of the
study.
community.
So that is NYSC
It's
has
on fire.
So
today.
you're
You are on fire.
wait,
today.
Israel.
Must align to the primary need of the community.
Listen, Baba, sorry to say this.
Please
That
say
means NYSC officials have the right to send you to a mortuary home to go and serve.
If they,
But the question you should be asking yourself. The question you should. The question you should be asking yourself. No. I'm going to attack that for you. The question you should ask yourself is, what does the community develop in that mortuary? What are they doing more?
Thank you.
What?
all right.
All right, thank you.
let's have Juvie.
Truth is, the insecurity and the distrust among Nigerians had made that people are beginning to choose to opt from.
Yes.
And some couple of years ago, people would like to travel and know what some parts of the
Yeah.
country looks like. All right, I remember going up north. It was like, okay, the northerners. I go there like, oh, this place is cool compared to
very
where I'm
cool.
coming from. And I was able to learn language, communicate with people who have contacts that I've had more than 12 years. If the government would really help to deal with this insecurity, and also Nigerians are beginning to, we are suspicious of one another. Even you that you think you love your place, when they send you to some communities in your own place, you probably
Do you
not,
get
because we are
exactly.
even scared of ourselves. So
Exactly.
nation building seemed to be one of the reasons this was created.
Yes.
Exactly.
And until people begin to see
Integration.
integration, and until begin to see ourselves as one, we will have these issues. There are people that schooled in Lagos, served in Lagos, probably
Yes.
their fathers, and it's
In
not
fact,
making
should I
headlines.
even bust your but please let me just say this. I got my first job from a religious organization. And that was because I
We're
was
not
posted.
talking about
And that was because
religious
I
anything.
served
because
in a
of-
religious organization.
That's we're
You
not
get
we're not
that?
even talking about.
That's still, it's still NYSC.
Okay, so let's have your.
Okay. On my point of
Pattern
view.
shirt. Let's have your pattern shirt.
Alright, so that's my point of view. I'm saying that NYSC it's just an experience. After 1 year, you can do what you want to do. You can do the skill, the ability, the kidney, the thing you read in school. You can do it after NYSC. But that NYSC is just to foster unity. Yeah, it's to foster unity. For me, it's just an experience. I had fun in my NYSC. Yeah, I didn't do what and I know we're talking about I decided to teach English. They gave me other subjects, but I said, Oga, it's English I want to teach. Thank you very much.
So why did you make that decision? Why didn't you take the one they gave to you?
That's because I couldn't do it.
You
Fine,
see,
but you did it
let's
to
have your parting shots. You see that? Let's have your parting
To
shots.
me, I feel I will not be against, I will not be in support.
So after all this argument,
just state your position.
Okay. Now, NYSC has the right, yes, to post it to whoever they want you to be for your primary assignment because they are the ones paying you. Also, you have the right to be posted to where you feel you can fit in, your strength is, where you can work effectively. So, in order to balance this, you should make it 60-40.
and you pay yourself.
Okay.
Posting you to where you want to be and then posting other people to where that's generally how they have been
If you
doing
want
it.
to go, you have to
All
go.
right. Okay, so that's it.
Yes,
I think
that's-
let's have your parting shot.
Okay, so the truth of the matter is we have to understand the purpose for the creation of NYC in the first place. Now all of us we may have what we feel in our hearts, we may have our assumptions, we may have what we want to do, but there's a reason why that platform was created. And to me, the reason which I know of is to promote unity and to also add service to the community
local community
that you have been taken to. So it shouldn't be. I know that most of us we may tush adebo, we may not want to go and serve a community whereby is in a very rural area. But I think we should try our best as possible not to just compromise the whole purpose that has been created for.
All right, thank you. Let's have your shot.
Okay, I think it is pertinent to note at this point that for us, it is not a must that you serve. You can seek for exception. You can be accepted. Yes, you can. So
But I think there are factors.
Yes.
That is when you are 30.
so
And then health.
exactly. So you can opt out for it. So it is important for us to understand that the essence, and just like you have said, the essence of NYC is for national integration, which is very, very important. So wherever they post you to, the most important is for you to apply your skill, develop yourself.
And just enjoy yourself.
And
All
enjoy
right.
yourself.
Just enjoy
You
it.
could even
All
get
right.
married. You could
I
get
served in
married,
the
right?
north. I served in
Alright.
KB State, and it was
Just fun.
If there's danger,
All right.
then enjoy
Okay,
yourself.
thank you.
There's no
thank you.
danger.
Thank
There's
you,
danger
everybody. I
everywhere.
want to share my parting shot. So, and it's gonna be a little bit of detail.
Inspirational talk.
Okay, so talking about integration, working for the goal of the development of communities and all that. Trust me, it's a good one. But like I said earlier, there are ways to align things that everybody's dream will work hand in hand. And I think for them to have created the CDS part of the scheme, I think they also envisioned this. So for me, it was a good experience in Niger State. I had connections that today I can pick up my bag. I'll tell you I'm going to Niger State. They've become part of my family.
Exactly.
So it's not a problem. But the privilege I have, I served in a media house, and today I'm working in a media house. When they tell me to share my experience, okay, I want to get a job, I will speak dating back from my service day, service year. So not that I thought 1 year after service, I came out, I started looking for where to go. I ended up seeing a school to teach because that was what I just finished. We have this challenge when it comes to employment. How do the things they align when it comes to requirements? Okay, employment requirements. They look at what you have done, your experience.
Yeah.
They ask for experience. That
5
experience
years
that
experience.
even if it's 1 year, it's aligning with what you want to come in for. What you are applying for. So if I go to serve and I serve as a teacher and I want to work in a media house, how does that align? So what am I saying? I'm simply saying that as much as we want to develop communities, we want integration, post me to anywhere, it's okay for me, but let it align with their core purpose. So we can also begin to develop community from the CDS groups and all of that. That is my take, and I want to appreciate each and everybody on this table. Thank God we didn't throw blows. We're close to that. We're close to that. I was really hot, and but it's okay. I hope that on Monday we will be more calmer. It's okay to come with this vibe, but not that type.
We are bringing violence on Monday.
Don't bring violence here on Monday. All right, guys, it's Friday, and I'm saying go out there, have fun,
Fun.
and have amazing
Responsibly.
time. Yes. Very important. And enjoy your weekend. I think we need to part with a bit of
some
shaking.
music.
Already.
Shake it.
Let's shake the body. Thank you guys. Don't forget to go to our social media platforms.
I'm not
Follow
available.
us, like us, drop comments, be part of the show, and we love you.
Hey.
Okay, Jimmy, stop, please. Stop.
Hey. Um,
on social media, many Nigerian young companies were celebrating, wow, we raised Series C, we raised Series D. And anytime they raised these monies, everybody hailed them. But what was behind it? What is behind every raise is that the entrepreneur founder is diluted significantly. We had a very interesting session, and in one of the sessions, there was a role play about a case study on CWG PLC, which is a company that I founded. And the case was written by Columbia Business School to discuss a point about venturing, about entrepreneurship, and about funding for the enterprise. And the case ended on the question, should Austin Okere take the venture capital investment or should he reject it? Just a little bit of background. So this is a company, CWG, in 2005 that was doing very well. It was riding on the back of the Y2K that just happened at the turn of the century, was riding on the back of the telecom boom that happened immediately after the civilian government of OBJ and GSM was launched, was riding on the back of the bank consolidation in 2005 that was done by Governor Soludo. And in each of these booms, CWG had positioned and taken good advantage. So this is not a company that was in dire need of cash or was desperate in 2005. But we had a plan to list our shares on the stock market, and we thought that the best way to do it was to first do either a private placement or, better still, to do a venture capital fundraise so that they will bring discipline into our operations, governance, strengthen our governance, and of course, bring more technical knowledge. And if people saw that this company was invested in you, probably it will make the listing on the stock exchange more attractive. The issue here is at what price? And I remember that I've discussed something similar on this on social media, where many Nigerian young companies were celebrating, wow, we raised Series C, we raised Series D. And anytime they raised these monies, everybody hailed them. But what was behind it? What is behind every raise is that the entrepreneur founder is diluted significantly. So if I use CWG as a case study, the case that was written by Columbia was that there was an offer of $8 million for 25% of the company, putting the valuation post at $32 million. Make no mistake, the Treasury bill's interest rate is 15% sometimes. Now, if someone is going to bring his money to invest in your company, he's looking for way more than that 15%, given that there's a high risk that his money will not come back. And the rule of thumb is that they're looking for 3 times what they brought in within 5 years. So in our case, they were going to be asking for $24 million within 5 years, or you list and give them a liquidity event or an exit. You have to check very well that this $8 million that you're taking in, you can do business in such a way that the value of the company can cough out $24 million in 5 years, regardless of exchange loss. Here is where it gets complicated. So you receive $8 million, which is converted to you in Naira. 2005 probably was about 130. Now, whether the Naira suffers devaluation or not, you're going to pay that $8 million. Now, paying $8 million, 5 years later, where the Naira is maybe 250 or 260, whilst you are generating your revenue in Naira, becomes almost impossible. And if the venture capital firm then has to take assets because you can't pay, he will end up owning, of course, a big chunk of your company, nothing at all. You begin to look like a management staff in the company you founded. So in our own case, we held out and we didn't take the money. And in 2009, when we took a subsequent one, the company was valued at $55 million, plus that there'd been an exchange loss. So the company was valued much more than the $32 million, and plus the fact that in Naira terms, they would have owned more of our company. My point being, don't sell your seed. Rather, till your seeds, let it grow into a fruit, and sell at the fruit, because the fruit is plentiful. A lot of our startups rush out to sell their seed, and they sell it cheap. To complete that story, we actually then listed the company in 2013 for $90 million. Now, I did a rough calculation. If we were in dire need of money and we borrowed $8 million at an interest rate of 20%, at that time, Naira, we'll be returning Naira money, and we'll be returning something like, even if you take 100%, we'll be returning another $8 million in 5 years' time. But given that the company's valuation had gone to $55 million in that time, 2009, when the second PE company invested, we would have been better off taking the debt, because we'll be returning an extra $8 million, rather than 8 times 3, which is 24, that would have had to give $24 million that would have had to pay the VC company if we had taken the money at that time. So the delta is huge in terms of debt versus equity. So the point is, at some point in time, equity seems cheap, deceptively, but debt is cheaper. Especially at the early stages, what you have is a seed. You don't sell your seed. Have patience, hone it, bootstrap it, take debt to finance specific deals, makes you disciplined, and then when you have your fruit, you can then invite investors to come, and you make more, and you don't lose a huge percentage of your company. You actually do still own a huge percentage of your company. Be patient. Don't rush out to collect funds and celebrate it. You will have to pay back. Thank you.